In glycolysis, we first start off with alpha glucose, and then we add ADP and we reduce it to ADP through hexokinase, and that's where we add a phosphate group to that same alpha glucose and make it glucose 6-phosphate. And then we go into phosphoglucosimerase, where we're basically changing the shape of that same molecule into fructose 6-phosphate. And then we add another phosphate group to the same molecule through phosphofructokinase, and that's where we add another ATP and take away a phosphate group, making it into ADP again. And then fructose 1,6-bisphosphate has a phosphate group on carbon 1 and carbon 6 of the molecule. That's where it gets its name from. After that, we go to adylase. This enzyme cleaves this sugar molecule into two different 3-carbon sugars, one of which is glycerolaldehyde 3-phosphate, also known as G3P. Each 3-carbon sugar is similar, but dihydroxyacetone phosphate, also known as DAP, has to go through a conversion between its current state into G3P. This reaction never reaches equilibrium, but G3P is used in the next step as fast as it forms. With that, we finish stage 1 of glycolysis, also known as the energy investment phase. Now we enter stage 2, where we first start off with our G3P molecule that goes to triose phosphate dehydrogenase, where that adds NAD+, loses an electron, and forming NADH, which makes 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate, adding 2 phosphate groups to carbon 1 and carbon 3 of the molecule. Then it goes to phosphoglycerokinase, where we create ATP from adding phosphate group to ADP. That's where we get 3-phosphoglycerate, where we just have a phosphogroup group on that 3rd carbon. Then we go through phosphoglyceromutase, which is just an enzyme that relocates the remaining phosphate group into that carbon 2, which creates 2-phosphoglycerate. Then it goes through enolase, where water is removed from the molecule, creating phosphoenolpyruvate. And then we go through pyruvate kinase, where we add another phosphate group to ACP from ADP, and now we're left with pyruvate. That concludes glycolysis stage 2 energy payoff phase, and that ends the entire process of glycolysis.